Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video in the channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing a film called Your Monster. This is a 2024 horror. It says horror, but this movie barely has horror. It has some quite bloody scenes, but not that much. But still, it's not really. It's more like a romance and a comedy, a rom-com and a bit of drama. Let's just get into it. I forgot the director's name that made it. I forgot the director that directed this film, but I don't think that I've seen some other films or something like that she's made before. But this was pretty good and I liked it a lot. So this movie stars Melissa Barrera, which I have enjoyed in the Scream films and stuff. I guess in the sixth one and the fifth one, and I like her a lot as a character, and it's sad to, I guess, kind of see her go, and she's not going to be with in Scream 7, but so that really sucks, but you know, it is what it is. So and then Abigail, though, I really liked the film Abigail, and I also liked her character Joey in that film a lot. So yeah, and now she's kind of more and more indie projects, I guess, and films and stuff than just kind of Scream franchise. But you know, at least she's still doing horror films and stuff, and horror is a genre that I think she's very is a film genre that I think the horror films that she is in, I think she does very good at them and stuff. And yeah, so this film, Your Monster, it's called, stars Melissa Barrera and some other people, but I don't think I know them as actors or the actors' names or something. But essentially, what you have here is the story of, or the plot of this film, is that you've got Melissa Barrera's character called like Laura or Laura Franco, something, I don't know. Basically, she broke up with her boyfriend called Jacob Sullivan or something like that, I don't know. And now she's just very sad and kind of a bit depressed, I guess. And her life is basically just shit. But then she meets this kind of monster in her closet. And yeah, and this movie, she meets this monster in her closet or something. And the monster says that he lives there, but then it's like, oh, you have 2 weeks, and I'm, please, I have to stay here, says Melissa Barrera's character. And then the monster says, all right, I'll give you 2 weeks or something like that. And essentially, that's where the movie comes into kind of the rom-com side of things, whatever. And then later on, we get to a lot more drama. But, so then, the monster eventually falls in love with her, and she falls in love with the monster. So, and this movie gave me quite a lot of Lisa Frankenstein vibes. I think these movies are quite the same, but at the same time they're kind of doing, it feels like they have, like, I don't know, a bit of the same premise but executed differently or something like that. But yeah, and basically, and then after that, this movie's a bit of romance, has a bit of comedy, and then you throw in, and then there's some drama in there, and this movie barely has any horror. Like I said before, it has a few horror scenes, and it is quite bloody. This horror scenes that you do get are pretty bloody, but not like extremely over the top or something. But still, I wouldn't go so far as calling this a horror film, because I think it focuses a lot more on the comedy and the romance and the drama, especially towards the end of the film, or on the second act and up, I guess. But so yeah, and I don't really know what to say. I thought Melissa Barrera's performance in this movie as Laurie or Laura or something was amazing. I mean, there's a point where you see her sing in this film, and she has an amazing singing voice. and her acting performance in this movie is incredibly good. I mean, she has to play this character who is like, you know, kind of, sometimes she's very sad and depressed, sometimes she's got to show how annoyed she is at someone, and just kind of strong performances that she has to really deliver, and she really, really does that seriously. And she's literally a scream queen in this movie, and not just as kind of a final girl, I guess, but kind of just, I guess she's a queen as an actor, and there's a lot of screaming in this movie, especially with her. But you know, that's kind of the point. And most of scenes in the movie or in this film or whatever. But so I don't really know what to say. I thought this movie it had like a bit of drama in there. I'm surprised it didn't focus that much on the horror, but still it had a little bit of drama, a little bit. I thought the comedy, the humor in the movie was pretty good. It wasn't. I wouldn't say it wasn't. Wouldn't I? Oh, I wouldn't say that it's like great, maybe, but it's still pretty good. The humor, the romance is very good in this movie. I gotta say, it's kind of a bit slow, but still, once it gets going, it's pretty cool, and they use it in quite unique ways sometimes. So, and then the horror in this movie, you know, it doesn't have a lot, but once they do have horror, it is quite horror-ish, I guess. It is quite bloody and stuff, but not that much though. But and then the drama in this movie, which you get in like the second act of the movie, and then like the third act is like this big drama, whatever, is also done really well, because it ties into the story between also this romance and the horror side of things, I guess. So I don't really know what to say. This movie, my problems with the movie though is that I do think most problems that I have with films, I do think that the editing in the movie, while most of the time pretty consistent, sometimes it's quite inconsistent and stuff. And I did feel like this movie was a bit like too ambitious, or wanted to show a bit too much sometimes. But overall, everyone, it doesn't change my opinion with this movie that much. So yeah, I really enjoyed this. If you don't want to check out my rating for this film or something like that, then you can check the description of this video. With that said, goodbye.